What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Our Streamers Cheaters. Today we're looking into another Twitch TV streamer. He goes by the name of AUGY909. The guy has only got around 200 followers, and honestly I don't understand why these people feel the need to cheat at such a low level. Maybe they've grinded for so long and not managed to get the growth they expected as a streamer, so they've decided, you know what, I'm going to cheat and try and get noticed. Maybe they've just got sick and tired of the people in the game actually cheating with a if you can't beat them, join them sort of attitude. I'm here to tell you that that is not the right kind of attitude to have. We're going to show you today a compilation of clips where this guy is clearly using Aimbot 100%, locking onto heads, and he is still absolutely appalling at the game. What I did notice is that he hasn't played Call of Duty Warzone on stream for over 20 days. He's been playing the likes of NBA, Cyberpunk, Coldwar, and so on. This got me thinking that maybe he's decided to give up on the idea of Call of Duty Warzone being his game he streams and decided maybe Aimbot's not for me. But we did manage to go and check out his COD tracker in this video as well. So stay tuned and you'll get to see a compilation of all his amazing headshot clips as well as his COD tracker stats. And you'll see the difference between his overall stats and his most recent stats as well. Bearing in mind the guy has still been playing off stream for the last couple of weeks, including today. Before we get started on watching these clips, guys, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let's try and get this video to 500 likes. Also, go and follow me on Twitter at BadBoyBeam, and if you need to get in touch with me in any way, if you've got a clip or a name or a timestamp of any streamer you want me to do a video about, you can send it directly to me on Twitter. Brilliant. Let's get started. This is AUGY_909's Twitch TV channel, and as you can see, he's only got 204 followers. He's been streaming Cyberpunk, NBA. He's actually streamed Cold War a few times, but he's not actually streamed for about, I think, 17, 18 days. But he's not streamed Call of Duty Warzone for 23 days, which I find very strange. This is the last time he streamed Call of Duty Warzone, 23 days ago. 2 views. Before we get started watching these clips, I would just like to say that I've put some in here that don't actually seem extremely suspicious. And the reason for that is to let you guys know that actually, even if you've got aimbot on, sometimes you can miss shots. Sometimes it doesn't have a snap-on effect, and sometimes it looks like a legitimate kill. However, this is why it may seem like some shots in other videos are being cherry-picked out when actually they're not. It's just moments where their aimbot software decides to lag out. What you've got to remember is a lot of people who are using hacks use them as soft hacks. And the reason they do this is so that it can be hidden a lot easier from their viewers. And they are people who are already amazing at the game who are doing this sort of thing. And then you've got people like this guy, AUGY_909, who seems to be walking around the map like he hasn't got a clue. He's snapping onto everything, but there are still moments where it doesn't seem suspicious. I will say, based on the clips that we're about to watch, that I believe he's got quite a large field of view set on his aimbot. He's got no aim smoothness set up whatsoever, because when he's aiming at people, it is snapping really bad. He's got headshots only on, and he's using rapid fire mod. You can tell that he's got rapid fire mod on by the fact of when he's picking up guns like the FAL and things like that, and it's just pop, 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 pop. It's locking onto heads constantly. Even when he's trying to shoot at people who are in helicopters or cars going by, you can see that the aimbot is lagging slightly, and you can see these things throughout. So we're going to watch these clips now. I'm not really going to break each one down because it's not necessary. You will just be able to see exactly what I mean. And before we get started as well, I want to say that it's people like this who use the cheats in this manner that make people believe that there is no such thing as soft hacks, okay? This guy is so blatant with his aimbot that a blind man could see it. That's how obvious this guy is, okay? So this is the kind of idea people have of what aimbot looks like and what aimbot is. But bearing in mind, you'll see him snapping onto heads, you'll see him locking onto heads, you'll see him killing people that he shouldn't be able to kill, rapid fire and so on. He misses shots on enemies who are parachuting in. He actually gets killed a few times. I've put a couple of things in here where he gets killed by people who were right in front of him and he should have been able to kill him, especially with a headshot aimbot setup as well. Let's go and watch these now. I'm just going to sit here and watch them with you, maybe have a few laps throughout, okay? Full sound ahead. Let's go.
dude over here. To the left.
I just stopped that there. You can see actually before he shot the guy, he already automatically aimed at the player's head. There are different ways to set up aimbot, by the way. You can have it so that it aims at the nearest person, whether or not there's an object in the way. A lot of people who use it, who want to hide it, will have it set so that if there's an object in the way, say a car or a building or a wall or anything of the sort, that it doesn't lock on. It will only lock on when the player is visual. Also, them type of people will only have it set to lock onto chest, okay, because they're not stupid. These are the type of people who are manipulating thousands of viewers rather than one or two like this guy. This guy's pretty much streaming to nobody and decided to cheat, and I really can't get my head around it. Even though that guy was just crouched behind that wall there, he still managed to miss his first few shots. You might ask yourself why, and the reason for that is based on where the enemy's head was. He's actually shot directly at the enemy's head, but unfortunately, the edge of this wall here was actually in the way, so that took the first couple of bullets until the enemy had moved further back, and then he started hitting his shots.
You motherfucker. Later. Doors open in the hospital.
He's actually got the audacity to mock the enemies who he's killing, by the way. Keep that in mind. He doesn't even kill a lot of the people who he shoots at and locks onto. Watch this clip now.
Alright, yeah.
Clearly locked on.
Myself.
Fucker. Where would I go?
Missed his shots on this clip. Now, for those of you who might be asking, how come he missed his shots? And you've got to remember that if you have it set to lock onto a person, it's going to lock onto the exact location where they are. If that person is flying in on a parachute and you've locked onto their head, from the moment you've pressed to shoot, that player will have glided further to the left or right, either way. Like, that player had clearly glided further to the right and got out the way of where the bullet was aiming to originally, which is why you would have to aim slightly in front, especially at a distance, sniper shot like that, and that's how you hit your targets who are moving. It's simple as that. Although, bearing in mind, there are actually aimbot softwares out there who compensate for movements, so you have to keep that in mind. Let's continue watching these clips now.
God is this.
This moment here shows him actually locking onto an enemy's head for a short period of time before starting to take any shots. And he still doesn't kill the enemy either. There's a couple of moments like this where he just puts his aim on the enemy's head, and as the enemy's moving, it just sticks to his head the whole time. And this is clear aimbot. There's no denying it whatsoever. Carry on watching.
He's right there in front of the red ping. Not anymore. What the fuck? Cheat? Oh my god. How the fuck you know I was there?
He went to call that enemy a cheater. He went, cheat. How did he know I was there? Well, probably using wall hacks, who knows? But actually, if you watch the kill cam, he looks like he's killed him fair and square here. So he got outgunned by somebody who looks like they're pretty much camping in a corner, even though he's got aimbot. Let's watch this.
No, dude. Fuck no.
Watch this now. This is where he misses a couple of shots.
Right on top of you.
Missed. Missed.
Fucking A.
Missed. And the reason he's missed them shots, again, as explained earlier, is the fact that them enemies are moving and he's locked onto their exact location as he's trying to snipe at them. And because they're moving too fast, by the time the bullets got to that location, they've already moved out the way. And that's what you've got to remember. So when people say that aimbot doesn't miss, yes, it does. If you don't know how to use it properly, it's going to miss plenty of shots, especially if you are a clown and don't know how to play the game in the first place. Quite like this guy. Let's watch this moment now.
I see that.
Dropped one.
Look at his movement.
Down the other faggot.
Filthy. He needs to actually realise that he's not good at the game. Even though he's using cheats, he's only on 7 kills at this point in this game. And he's got the audacity to call people names when he kills them. knowing he's cheating himself. So, you know, at least if you're gonna do it, be sort of humble about your kills, at least, yeah, instead of trying to be this big I am to your no viewers because you're a nobody. Watch this moment now. Bearing in mind, guys, he's using Aimbot. Yeah, keep that in mind that he has got Aimbot turned on. Watch this. Is it dead? Finishing 22nd in that game. 22nd, he's got Aimbot and he finished 22nd. Like, just give up gaming if I was you, man.
I hope he died.
Keep this in mind. If you are streaming to viewers and people are going to be watching your content and you're using Aimbot, why would you shoot at anybody in the pre-game lobby? Never mind trying to destroy everybody who's sitting on top of Superstore roof. Watch all this now. Like, the guy's locking onto every single person's head.
Oh, no!
In the pre-lobby.
Didn't run away the way I wanted him to.
So you can clearly tell, just based off that he's using aimbots. You can tell off most of them, let's be honest. All these clips are showing aimbots. The question is, right, what does this guy think that he's going to actually gain from using aimbot in such a manner while streaming? Because there's nothing to gain from that. Anybody who has any sort of small amount of game sense will watch that and be like, wow, why is he cheating? They're not going to think, wow, this guy's unreal. Because honestly, even though he's getting shots and killing people in the pre-lobby, 6 kills, yeah, but his movement is horrendous. His movement and his kill ratio don't match up. Bearing in mind, guys, we're going to look at his COD tracker stats shortly after the rest of these clips and take a look at what his overall stats are compared to his recent stats as well. But let's watch more clips first. Rapid fire to headshot. Watch this now.
Wow.
That
Jack, I'm a
dude
piece
can
of
fuck
shit.
himself.
Rapid fire again. Rapid fire again. Also locking onto the head every single time. This moment here, you've just seen him sort of glitch a little bit already. And he still manages to wipe 2 people out with his absolutely horrendous movements. His game sense is completely out the window. There's none there, but he's pushing towards 2 people. I'm surprised, even with Aimbot, that he come out of this alive. But watch how it happens now, honestly. Just headshots. I don't think he's got a kill yet where there hasn't been a headshot throughout this whole video, by the way. He may have done, I can't remember, but honestly, headshots all the time. It's locking onto heads, left, right, and centre, and he's just an absolute clown for doing it while streaming. Bearing in mind, guys, when we see his COD tracker in a bit, you will see that he's actually been playing off stream for the last couple of weeks. Watch this. This one's quite good as well. I mean, when he's using the Car 98 the way he is, just a little bit suspicious in my opinion. It's actually this moment that made me realise that he's got his aimbot set up to lock onto anybody, whether or not they are behind an object or not. A lot of people only use it when they're out in the open, so you can visually see an enemy, which will cause it not to lock onto anything else, which would make it look a hell of a lot more believable when you do actually get a kill. If you're tracking somebody when they are behind a wall or in a tent or behind a car, then, you know, when it's locked on, it's going to look extremely suspicious. Watch what happens when he aims at this tent. I've actually slowed it down a little bit so you've got a little bit of a clearer view of what actually happens.
There's only 1 or is it 2?
Gotta be 2.
So you see there that he's actually tried to disguise it afterwards as well, almost as if that it didn't happen, when actually it did. He's looked aiming down sight, knowing that it will lock onto somebody once it goes onto them, which it did, but the person just so happened to be inside the tent, and there would have been no way that he knew he was there. Maybe he did know he was there from a previous UAV or whatever, but you see the aim lock onto the enemy who is behind the tent, and it sort of jitters. And this happens a few times. We're about to see it in this clip as well, where he's trying to shoot at an enemy who is in a helicopter. And I will tell you firsthand, if you have aimbot and you're trying to shoot somebody out of a helicopter, it will jitter slightly. You have to pull the aim forward, and it will sort of fight back with you because of the field of view and the locking mechanism that you have on the aimbot. But you have to try and pull it forward, obviously, to counteract the motion of the helicopter. And that's exactly what he tries to do here, but it just makes him look extremely suspicious. Watch. This moment, pretty much the same as the helicopter, only it's trying to aim at somebody who's in a passing by vehicle, and it sort of jitters slightly. And you've seen this a few times. Think back to how many streamers you've watched and you've seen something like this happen, and you've just let it go, you've let it slide, and you've not thought much of it, because no matter what settings you have on your aimbot, whether it be a low field of view with aim smoothness, or whether it be a high field of view with a massive aim lock going on, with no speed slowdown whatsoever, this will happen if you are shooting at a moving vehicle. It is not aim assist, it is aimbot. Watch now.
Right at you.
Lucky.
So you see it sort of jitter as he's aiming, and actually throughout the middle of that, the car managed to escape his field of view, and he actually ends up shooting behind the vehicle. So if you were watching somebody who you didn't think was suspicious at all, you would let that slide and think, nah, there was nothing wrong with that. He missed a couple of shots. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's exactly what it looks like. If a passing by vehicle goes and you're trying to shoot at them with aimbot and it doesn't lock on precisely to the enemy's head, then that's what it's going to look like, and it will miss bullet throughout. Watch this moment now. This is another one with the Car 98 where he decides to take some heads off. Missed.
I gotta push to you.
What's up?
How precise was he there? Taking both of those enemies' heads clean off. I mean, come on. Someone sign this guy up. Pro teams coming out of the woodworks with contracts for this guy. No. This moment now clearly shows the lack of game sense that AUGY has got. He literally fails to kill an enemy who is right bang in front of him, even though he's got headshot aimbot set up. How is that even possible? He absolutely gets shat on in this clip. Watch.
Fucking bitch.
Fuck.
So after all that, we've watched clips from 2 games now, and he finished 22nd in the first one and 29th in that one, and he has aimbot on. What is going on with this guy, honestly? Honestly, what? Absolutely nuts. Decided to go and check out his COD tracker and see what's going on with his stats. You can see here his overall wins are only 81 with a 1.36 KD. His win ratio is 3.5%. If you have a look at the modes, it only shows you from the previous 7 days. He's played 17 matches with an overall KD ratio of 6.59, 0.71, which is 71% headshot ratio, by the way, with a 10.47 kill ratio per game. That's only for the last 7 days, so bearing in mind his overall stats compared to his last 7 days, 7.29, 5.4, and in solos he played one and not actually got any stats from that. Let's have a look at his previous matches now. The guy doesn't even win that much for somebody who uses aimbot. Wouldn't you say it's appalling that he's using aimbot with headshots turned on as well, and he's still not managing to get that many wins? If you have a look at his stats from this game that we just clicked on, the overall team got 33 kills, okay? He got 28 of them. He got 28 kills in this game, and 22 of them were with headshots. 22 headshots. That's absolutely unreal, wouldn't you say? Again, as I've said, he's been streaming Cyberpunk, he's been streaming NBA, he's been streaming Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and for a long period, he's not actually streamed Call of Duty Warzone, although his last stream was 19 days ago as well. But it still doesn't mean that he hasn't cheated, because we've clearly seen it in the footage that is still on his channel. What we're going to do now, we're going to go and actually report his channel so that Twitch are fully aware that this guy has actually been cheating in video games whilst live streaming on their platform. So his channel's now reported. Hopefully Twitch pull the finger out and actually get him taken down, because honestly, if somebody's cheating that obviously on stream, they don't deserve to be a streamer. Well, there we have it, guys. We've reported the channel because every single one of them clips clearly shows that he is using Aimbot. The guy doesn't seem to care that anybody who decides to view his streams can see that he is clearly snapping onto heads. Don't get me wrong, I don't for a second believe that this guy is using wall hacks, because I don't believe he has the intelligence to actually be able to hide them from his stream. That's just based on the fact that he can't even hide the fact that he's using Aimbot. There are so many different settings within Aimbot, and he chose to go with headshots and a larger field of view. And the reason I'm saying that is because you can see the snap where it actually latches onto the enemy's head, and he's just popping shots off all over the place with the Kar 98, with whatever gun he picks up, and it's disgusting. I've reported the channel. Hopefully he gets taken down. If he wants to go back to streaming at any point, create a new channel, start fresh and do it clean. Bearing in mind the guy hasn't streamed Call of Duty Warzone for over 20 days, but we've seen his COD tracker. He's still playing with hacks in the background. Who knows what he's up to? If you've enjoyed the video, guys, hit the thumbs up. Let's try and get it to 500 likes. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think of the video. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications, because we have got plenty more videos where this come from. And guys, if you want to get in touch with me because you suspect somebody is cheating, or if you have a timestamp, a clip, or anything like that, you can contact me directly on Twitter at badboybeam, and I will try and respond to you as fast as possible. I do get bombarded with a lot of messages, but I make time in my day to actually go through them, reply to everyone. So get involved, guys. Follow me on Twitter at badboybeam. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!